How to use AI to improve your headlines. A headline is the front door to your newsletter. It's the first impression, the handshake, the single line that decides whether someone steps in or scrolls by. Every writer knows that, and yet even the best headlines can take forever to land. They have to balance clarity, curiosity, and tone, while sounding natural enough to fit your voice. That's a tall order for one line of text. This guide walks you through how to use AI to improve your headlines, not by outsourcing creativity, but by accelerating it. You can use AI to make this part of the process lighter. It won't magically write your perfect headline, but it can multiply your options and surface phrasing you might not have thought of. Instead of wrestling with one idea until it feels right, you get a dozen to refine, remix, or reject. The pressure drops, and iteration takes over. The psychology of a click. Before you start generating ideas, it helps to understand what your readers are responding to. A good headline doesn't trick someone into clicking. It taps into a mental gap, something they almost know, but not quite. Curiosity is the main driver. It's that tiny tension between question and answer. When a headline opens a loop in your reader's mind, their brain wants to close it. That's why the best headlines are often the ones that make you pause mid-scroll. But curiosity alone isn't enough. If your headline sacrifices clarity for cleverness, you'll lose readers. Too much wordplay or ambiguity creates friction, and friction kills attention. The sweet spot is a line that's clear first and clever second. The third piece is voice. Your readers recognize tone faster than you think. If your headline feels like it came from a different writer, they'll feel it. That's why AI works best when you guide it to sound like you, not when you copy its output wholesale. Tactical takeaway. Before using AI, define your audience's curiosity zones. What are the questions they ask most often? What ideas or trends do they care about but don't fully understand yet? When you give AI those signals, its suggestions get sharper. The AI headline workflow. Using AI effectively is all about structure. Here's a process that turns random generation into a creative rhythm. Start with a brain dump. Write 3 to 5 rough titles for your piece. No editing, no perfection. Then feed those into AI and ask for expansions. Prompt: give me 10 headline variations for this post about how AI helps writers overcome creative burnout. You'll get a range of ideas, some offbeat, some flat, a few surprisingly good. Pick a few to develop further. Test the emotional spectrum. A headline can land differently depending on tone. Ask AI to rewrite your options across several emotional styles: insightful, bold, empathetic, witty, or minimalist. Prompt: rewrite these headlines in 5 tones: urgent, clever, empathetic, bold, and minimalist. Or choose your own. Even if you don't use them, you'll see how word choices shift tone. A valuable lens for fine-tuning your own. Mix and match words. Treat AI output like Lego bricks. Maybe one version nails the phrasing and another nails the structure. Combine them. Prompt: take elements from headlines 2 and 6 and merge them into a few balanced versions. Use AI to spot weak spots. Sometimes what matters most is what doesn't work. Prompt: which of these headlines are least likely to be clicked and why? The AI's analysis often reveals weak verbs, missing context, or unclear promises. Those insights teach you what to avoid next time. Refining for platform fit. Every platform has its own rhythm. What works on Substack might flop on Twitter, feel clickbaity on LinkedIn, or sound too long for an email subject line. The AI helps you reshape rather than rewrite your core idea. Prompts to try. Rewrite this headline for social media platform to fit under 100 characters. Turn this Substack headline into an email subject line with high open rate potential. Make this headline sound more like something from publication or publication. Small shifts like shortening, changing cadence, or tightening verbs can completely change how a line lands. Keep a few variations for each post. Over time, you'll spot patterns. Maybe your audience responds to question-style headlines, or to direct statements that sound confident rather than mysterious. Advanced prompts for creative sharpening. Once you've got a handle on the basics, take it a step further. These prompts help you refine your craft, not just your copy. Prompt 1. Analyze these 10 headlines. Tell me what emotion or curiosity each one triggers and how to strengthen it. This helps you reverse engineer emotional hooks. Prompt 2. Write 5 headline variations that use contrast, e.g., you think X, but actually Y. Contrast headlines often perform well because they flip assumptions. Prompt 3. Give me headlines that start with verbs and sound like a call to action. Active language naturally boosts energy and clarity. Prompt 4. Write 5 versions that sound like an essay headline from specific publication. This builds stylistic flexibility, and it's great for understanding editorial tones. Prompt 5. Suggest 3 keywords to include in this headline for SEO without making it robotic. AI can balance natural phrasing with discoverability better than most automated SEO tools. Headline diagnostics, using AI as your editor. You can also use AI to audit your existing headlines before publishing. Ask it to rate or critique them on different dimensions: clarity, emotional pull, and curiosity. Prompt. Rate these headlines from 1 to 10 on clarity, emotional impact, and curiosity. Explain your reasoning. You'll get a mini feedback report that helps you tighten phrasing and tone. If you run this consistently, you'll start building your own internal sense of what a 9 out of 10 headline feels like. Tactical tip. Save the best performing headlines from your analytics and feed them back into AI with this prompt. What do these headlines have in common, and how can I replicate that pattern? The iteration habit. Headline writing isn't a one-shot deal, it's an iteration habit. The best writers rarely publish their first version. Use AI as a mirror, not a crutch. Build a 10-minute headline jam ritual before you hit publish. Generate, remix, and refine until something clicks. Keep a swipe file of your top 10 performing headlines with notes on why they worked. Over time, you'll notice recurring patterns in tone, rhythm, or structure. Writers, marketers, and designers have used them for decades. The idea is simple. When you come across a headline, ad, intro paragraph, or design that works, you swipe it, meaning you copy it into your private library. Ask AI to analyze your archive. Find recurring headline styles that perform best in my writing. The output often reveals micro-patterns you'd overlook, like how often your most successful headlines use numbers, emotion, or short phrases. From pressure to play. A strong headline doesn't come from luck. It comes from giving yourself enough options to find the one that feels inevitable. AI just speeds up the process, helping you test curiosity, sharpen clarity, and stay true to your tone without the endless overthinking. The point isn't to replace your intuition. It's to make more space for it. So next time you're stuck on a headline, don't freeze. Open your AI tool, drop in a few rough ideas, and start the jam session. Treat it like sketching. One of those variations will make you pause and think, that's it. And when it does, that's the one your readers will click.